Okay, so I'm ready to start taking my video. I've got my background down here. I've got my tablet up here. I'm going to go ahead and turn the lights on, and you just turn it on by flipping these switches like so. So I'm going to go ahead and turn those on, and then I'm going to go ahead and make sure my tablet's turned on. Now the app that we're going to be using is the StopMotion Studio app, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that. You do want to make sure that you are seeing things this way, because if you flip it accidentally and you record like this, your video is going to be recorded upside down. That is why I traced a little outline of how your tablet should go. So make sure that your screen is facing the right direction. Then to start a new project, you're going to go to this plus sign right here and hit the plus sign. And now, as you can see, it's showing my background. I have my little fish that I'm going to use. But the first, I think I'm going to go ahead and take my first picture of just the background without the fish. So I'm going to hit the red button to take a picture. You can also hit this little clock right here, and we can turn a timer on. The slowest it will, or the fastest it will go, is 5 seconds. So we're going to go ahead and use that, because then I can hit this. Oops, I'm going to hit the red button again. And you're going to start seeing a circle around the red button. And then it's going to keep going. So I'm just moving my fish a little bit at a time. I'm going to keep moving it. And I'm going to keep doing this until, oops, my fish gets all the way across the paper. You're just going to move it just a little bit at a time, and then when you're ready to turn it off, you can just hit the little clock button again, and that turns it off. Once you've gotten all the pictures you think you need to take, then you can go ahead and hit this little arrow right here. It's going to review your movies so you can see what you've taken so far. So as you can see, one time I didn't quite get my finger out of the way in time. So what I want to do, whoops, I want to pause it. And then I want to find the picture. It looks like it's this one. Whoops, I'm going to click on it. Whoop. Click on it right here. There's the one where I've got my finger in the frame. I don't want my finger in there. So I've taken all these pictures. I don't want to delete my whole project. I'm just going to make sure that I'm clicked on the photo I want to erase, and then I'm going to just delete it. And that deletes that picture. Whoops. We don't want to delete the other pictures. So now I should be able to play it without my finger being in the way. And then we're going to pause it. And now if you wanted to add, well, first let's do this. First let's go to this little wheel down here. And I can decide to make, right now it's at 5 frames per second. That's what FPS means. Frames per second. Frames are the pictures. So you're doing 5 pictures per second right now at the settings it's at. If you want it to go faster, then you're going to hit the plus sign. And usually we want to have it at like 8 frames per second. So you're going to want to have a lot of pictures. But right now I don't have a lot of pictures. I could make it slower. Now let's put it at 1 frame per second. And then we can see the difference. Now it's moving super slow. So if you want it to look more realistic, you're wanting it to go a little bit faster than that. So I suggest, we don't want it to go that fast. We want it to go, let's see, 8 frames per second is a pretty good speed, so that it looks realistic. And then once you've got that set up, and like I said, you can put it on play as a loop. If you don't want it to play as a loop, that means you don't want it to repeat playing. It's just going to play once now. When I hit the play button instead of playing over and over again. You can play just the last few frames you've taken. So that's a good button to be aware of. If you would like to do recording, I'm going to go back to the beginning. I'm going to hit this microphone. And then when the movie starts, whoops, let's hit record first. We're going to hit record, and then it's going to start playing, and I can record my voice. So now I can add sound. So if we go back and play that, see if I can get it to play. Oh, I forgot to hit stop, so I'm going to push stop. So now I can add sound. So if we go back and play that. So obviously you have to remember to push stop when you're recording. If you don't, it's just going to keep going. So you can either choose to accept that or cancel that. Obviously, because I forgot to hit stop, I'm going to cancel it. Alright, so now I'll try it again. And I maybe, let's see, we want to record. Glub, glub, glub. And now when I play it, glub, glub, glub. And so I can accept that. And now when it plays, glub, glub, it's going to play the sound. Now if you talk longer than your video is, it's going to cut off your voice. So you need to make sure that you have enough pictures for it to get all your voice in there. And then when we're all completely done with our video, we're going to hit this little arrow, back arrow right here. And you're going to come to the screen. If you want to, you can click on that and you can change the name of your video because it automatically says My First Movie on there. I'm not going to worry about changing it right now. Now, when you're ready to share it, we're going to share it onto the Seesaw app. So let me go ahead and move this to the table so it's easier for me to show you guys what we're doing. So when you're ready to share, you are going to click on this little share button. And it's going to come up with all these options. You're going to click on Seesaw Class. Now, here's the trick. Your Seesaw class has to be open to the grade that you are in. So if you want to make sure that you don't have to do this step over again, go ahead and close out of this and open Seesaw first and make sure it's open in the right grade. I already have it open where I need it to go, so I'm not going to worry about it. You have all these options of different ways to export it, upload it. So I'm going to try medium first. And then sometimes it says item type not supported. I have not figured out why it does this sometimes, but if it does that, just try a different way of uploading it. So let's see, we can go to maybe large and see if that will work. And that went ahead and worked. And then you're just going to go ahead and scroll down, find your name. And then once you find your name, remember it's alphabetical by your last name. And once you find the name you're looking for, then you're going to just click on it. I'm just going to go ahead and do this first name. And then you're going to click the green check mark, and it's going to upload it for you. And then that's all you need to do. If you want to, you can delete it from here. If you're done with it, I can just delete it. Or if I'm not done, maybe I didn't finish it and I want to add some more to my video, but I don't have time because it's time to clean up, you can just leave it on the tablet. Remember, you're going to have to remember to get orange tablet next week because that's where you're going to find your video. But once you've gotten it uploaded and you're done with the video, we can go ahead and just click on the video and delete it. Because we don't need too many. Once we get too many videos in here, it's going to get really confusing. But that's basically how you make a stop motion app using the StopMotion Studio. So you guys go ahead and do that. Today we are not going to be able to use clay, but I do have clay available for when I'm back at school. If you're doing a stop motion animation video today, you're just going to use paper. You can draw it. I've had some people that have drawn pictures and then erased and then drawn it again and done it that way. Some of the blocks that I have over there in Architecture Center, I've had people use those to make animations with. Just get creative. There's all kinds of things that you can use to make the animation with. So, we will not have painting today. There will be no paint center. So we're not going to paint. When you're done with this, make sure you turn the lights off.